The CDC has published a new report on some of the results of the National Immunization Survey that tracked adults getting the COVID-19 vaccination, found some improvement in vaccine equity between December 2020 and November 2021. Disparities in vaccination coverage among minority, racial, and ethnic groups actually narrowed. The CDC says efforts to provide equitable access to COVID-19 vaccinations might have contributed to closing this vaccination gap. Now, racial and ethnic minority groups have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. And in late 2020 and early 2021, it was Asian and non-Hispanic white Americans that had the highest rates of vaccination. The CDC report says that slower rates of vaccination by racial and ethnic minority groups likely resulted in potentially avoidable COVID-19 mortality. Now, there are changing trends. As the report continues, it revealed differences in intent to be vaccinated across racial and ethnic groups. Of the adults who still intend to be vaccinated, the highest percentage are the Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders. About 12.8% still intend to be vaccinated, followed closely by Black Americans at 11.2%. The CDC says this indicates potential for continued increase in coverage for these groups. So where are we now? While disparities in vaccination rates have decreased, significant disparities still exist for some groups. In the Midwest and urban areas, for example, and among adults ages 18 to 29, there are persisting disparities across racial and ethnic groups. And disparities in booster dose coverage among fully vaccinated are becoming apparent as well. There is potential for reducing this disparity. The CDC says in these groups, fewer Black and Hispanic than white adults reported that they definitely or probably will not get vaccinated. This indicates potential for increases among these groups with the proper intent. Taking some steps toward equity, increasing efforts in areas where disparities persist will be key. And there have been some successes, according to the CDC. They encourage people to replicate these strategies of using community partnerships, distribution of reliable information, and continued and increased free vaccination availability. If you are looking for a COVID vaccine or booster, vaccines.gov will help you find one. We link to that in the description below, along with the report from the CDC.